Hi guys, it's Christine from Greater Health and Fitness. I have another blog this week, and today it is pretty much just about me. So I thought I would do today's one just pretty much on my story. I thought this would sort of give you an idea of my background, of what I've sort of done, and it sort of gives you an idea of what sort of trainer I am. So I'm pretty much going to start from the start. I guess my love of fitness started quite young. When I think I was 3, I started gymnastics. So my sister did gymnastics. She's a bit older than me, so she did gymnastics. She also became the coach quite early on, and I was there, so it was kind of like, well, you may as well do it. So I did gymnastics too. Um, and I guess I suppose when I first started, I just did it because I did it. But then after a while, I really began to love it and enjoy it. And I suppose that's where my love of fitness and moving my body started, because I got used to it and I used to enjoy it. So that's sort of where I started that side of it. The other thing that also happened when I was growing up is that in primary school I was actually a bit overweight, or well, I felt like it was a lot. I don't. It's hard to tell. And you look at photos, and I don't know, but I was definitely overweight, and I was a lot bigger than a lot of the other kids. Um, I wouldn't say I was massively bullied, but there was name calling and a little bit of things like that. So I used to feel really bad about it, and I used to feel really bad about my size. And I guess that's where my it sort of started because I was kind of like, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to be bigger than every other kid in my class. So I just decided my mum used to do walk aerobics, and I decided I would do that too. And also, I pretty much made a list of things that I shouldn't eat, and it was all the typical sort of, junk food sort of things. Like I, said no hot chips. I wasn't allowed to have cookies or like whatever it was. I had a list of all things and I couldn't eat this. um, I also made a list of exercises I needed to do every day. So I can't remember exactly what it was because it was a long time ago, but it was things like I had to do this many push-ups per day, I had to do this many sit-ups per day. And I remember I had a calendar up and I used to mark off every single day that I used to do it, and I would pretty much do every day. Like I think I got through almost a year where I did every single exercise. So I didn't really know what I was doing at that stage, but I just did it, and I ended up losing weight. I never weighed myself at the start and I never weighed myself at the end, but I definitely lost weight, and I was wearing smaller sizing clothes, although I was still growing up, so it sort of didn't really work exactly like that. But I did it, and that's when I started to think. I think it was in grade 6. I sort of said to myself, I said, "Oh my gosh, I would really like to be an aerobics instructor because I could do this." Exercising and stuff and get paid for it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So that's sort of where it started. I started thinking this might be something I want to do. Um, and, I've always remembered that moment. I don't know why. But yeah, that's sort of where it started. Um, in high school, I sort of did the same thing. I sort of put on weight and I wanted to lose it again. And again, I sort of did the same sort of things. Like I just said, I'm not going to eat any of this stuff. I'm going to try and be really healthy. I'm going to exercise. I think high school was when I started doing Oz style aerobics in the mornings. I used to absolutely love that. I didn't get up at 6 a.m. or whatever it was, but I used to record it and I used to do it later. So that's what I used to do with that. And that's how when I was younger, lost weight. And I started thinking to myself, I wish I could share this information with people. I wish that I could help other, I've been able to do it in my life. I wish I could help others. And that's sort of where I sort of started thinking about it and thinking about it. So when I got to the end of high school, and you sort of had to choose what you wanted to do, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I really enjoyed the fitness side of things, but I guess people sort of said, you can't do that. You're not gonna. get anywhere with that, you should get a normal job. So I went into IT and I studied IT. I've got a degree in IT. I worked on and off in IT for a little bit, but I just didn't really find it very fulfilling. And I always sort of found that when I was working, I was always still doing something in regards to fitness. So um, when I first sort of started my first job, I started thinking again, I don't really know if I want to do this. I actually enrolled in a personal training course and I pulled out of it because, again, these sort of, you shouldn't do this. This isn't the right career path for you. Came up again. Thought, okay, fine, I won't do it. I'll just stick to what I'm doing and persevere. And, I sort of went on a few more years and I was still really interested and I was doing my own training. Like I finished gymnastics by that point. Once I sort of, got a bit older and got my full-time job, it was really hard to continue that. So instead I joined a gym and I used to train a lot. At first my training was really about losing weight for my wedding. I really wanted to, I think as most people, look the best you possibly can on that day. So you can look back at photos and go, oh my gosh, I look amazing. Even if you may not look like that now, you can at least look back and go, wow, that day I looked great. So that's why I wanted to lose weight when I first started training at the gym. But eventually I just got into it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And then I started thinking about, well, I really used to enjoy when I used to do gymnastics, having something to focus on, having a goal. Previously I had goals, so even training for my wedding, that was a goal. And now I was sort of training, I enjoyed it, but I really wanted something to focus on. And that's when I decided to do a fitness model competition. So I didn't go into it expecting to win or to be, I don't know, whatever. I didn't really have too many expectations. I just really wanted to do it because it was a goal, pretty much. And I guess doing it also sort of showed that I'd overcome a few things, and that I don't know. It was just a goal that I had. So I worked on that, and when I started working towards it, I started thinking, what, like fitness should be my life. So I went and studied my Cert 3 and 4. I started studying that at the same time I started training for my first competition. So it was really good because, I was, going and learning about certain things. And then I was also training and learning more about, the training I was doing and learning a lot about nutrition as well too through that. So I eventually completed my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, which, was quite good because I thought about it for years. I think it was about 5 years between thinking about it and actually doing it. So it felt really, really good to actually complete it and to, be able to be a personal trainer or, run boot camps and things. So it was really good. So I started working for a boot camp company. So basically I was just running the actual sessions for them and they were sort of doing everything else. So I really enjoyed it and I really liked that outdoor training. I liked working with groups. I guess the only thing I didn't like about that was the fact that I wasn't in charge, like I wasn't running it, it wasn't my boot camp. So there were times and there were things that I thought, oh, I really wish, we could do this, or, there were guidelines and things they wanted me to follow and I'm like, well, when you're actually doing it, it doesn't really work as well as I'd like it to. And I just thought, I really want to do more. I want to do more than just running, boot camps and telling people to do some squats or whatever. I really want to actually be able to help people. I know that, a lot of times health and fitness isn't just about the exercise. The exercise is one part of the equation, but there's so much more to it. There's so many things, and a lot of times for people it's not just about the exercise. If it was just about the exercise, it'd be a lot different. So I thought, well, I'll go and sort of, do personal training, because that way I'll be able to help people a little bit more. So I went and I worked for a few different places, doing personal small group training, and that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I worked at some great places and I met some really great people. So that was sort of, you know, while I before I had kids, that's sort of what I did. Now to go back to the fitness competition, at the same time as I was doing this, I was working towards that. I ended up competing in 2 competitions. I was third in my first competition. Then the second competition, there was like 30 something people. I really didn't expect to get anywhere, and I didn't. I don't even know where I ended up coming. But for me, it wasn't really about the place. It was more about actually doing it and actually ticking off and saying, yeah, I've done it. I've got up on stage in a bikini looking probably the best I ever have. So I was really quite happy to do that. At the time, I thought, oh yeah, I'd really love to train people to compete. But, I guess the next sort of thing that happened in my life, having my twins, really sort of changed my mind on that. So I decided to stop training and eating that way because I wanted to have kids pretty much. And I also decided to stop all my personal training. And I thought, now that I'm having kids, I want a sensible sort of 9 to 5 job. So I went off and did that. And I, got pregnant with twins, which was amazing. Family done. So check that off. Um, so it didn't really go as planned. So I ended up having my twins really, really early, 3.5 months early, which really, I guess, was a big thing in my life. From that, a few things I realised. First of all, I realised how special they are and how lucky I am to have them. But I guess, coming back to the fitness sort of thing that I'm talking about, I'll focus on that because there's lots more I learned from that sort of time. But I sort of just realised that, I don't want to be wasting my time, like doing something that I don't really care about, to be honest. And I guess that's why, I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And that's why I decided to start running my boot camps, because I thought this is what I love. I personally love training. I love training others. I love teaching other people exercises, getting them to do things, killing them with exercise. No, not quite. But, training them hard. I enjoy that. And also, I think, your health and your fitness are the most important things. When I was pregnant with the twins, I put on a lot of weight and I really just felt uncomfortable. I really felt like I felt massive. I probably wasn't really that massive, but I just felt massive. I felt that every time I bent down to get anything, that there was just this massive, I was just uncomfortable. I've moved into a house with a lot of stairs. I felt comfortable walking up the stairs. And I just thought, I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to run up the stairs and I want to do things like that. And when I talk about fitness, that's what I talk about. I really talk about just being able to do things in life that you need to do. If you have an active job, then you might need to do certain things for that. But in general, fitness to me isn't about, doing some crazy thing, running this far or whatever. It's just being able to live your daily life. So that's pretty much, my sort of story. And, I guess future wise and where I am now. So after having the twins, I lost about 20 kilos. And, I guess the point where I am now is that, I just try and balance everything. I know it's important to eat well and, to exercise, of course, because that's what I tell other people to do. I know it's important. So I do that. In future, I am thinking about maybe competing again or doing something like that. But for now, I'm pretty much just sticking with this balance, enjoying my time, enjoying my kids, and also really, as hopefully you can see, I'm really trying to put a lot of effort into, um, my boot camp business. I really want to give people a lot of value. Looking back at, doing training sessions for another boot camp years ago, I really felt like I wanted to give more and I wanted to do more. So that, rather than just having people that come along, for a set period of time, don't really make any changes, just sort of go through the motions, I really want to change it so that, people start and then, I can actually help them achieve their goals so they can look back, from when they started, 12 weeks, 6 months, a year ago, and they can go, wow, I'm actually getting there and I'm actually achieving. And that's what I want. That's pretty much my goal. So that's pretty much all for today. Hopefully, you now know a little bit more about me. You also know, I guess, a little bit more about, what I do and I guess why I'm doing this. And I hope that, if you have, especially if you've watched this far, that I can help you. So, comment on this video, send me a message, if I can help you with anything, and also if you have any other suggestions of other videos that you might like me to do. So, have a good Friday. Also, have a good Easter because, Easter this weekend. Don't eat too much chocolate. Or if you do, get back training really soon. But no, enjoy yourself, and I'll hopefully see you at a training session soon. Bye.